for later this month. These reviews have identified tenancies requiring termination, sites recommended for disposal, properties needing auction planning, policy updates, and daily parking leases. A recent policy change effective in Q1 of fiscal year 25-26 now allows non-adjoining property owners and private entities to lease areas under, over, or adjacent to structures for daily vehicle parking. This policy has been approved and implemented. Next slide, please. An update on open storage sites within the airspace right-of-way. As part of Caltrans' ongoing review of the airspace lease program, I'd like to provide an update on the status of open storage sites. North Region Sacramento currently has 1, District 4 Oakland has 13, District 7 Los Angeles has 9, and District 11 San Diego has 1. Per the Federal Highway Administration, open storage is no longer an acceptable use under interstate structures. Current inventory status. Headquarters, in collaboration with the districts, has identified 24 sites in the current inventory that are still classified as open storage. Reclassification of sites. 7 sites will be reclassified as the open storage component has been removed or is no longer in use. In most cases, these sites are being converted to parking-only uses. These updates will be reflected in a future report or presentation. Terminations in progress. Through inventory review meetings, headquarters has provided guidance and requested the termination of open storage agreements that no longer align with the updated policies. 11 sites have been recommended for termination to date. This process timeline will be consistent with the lease language, which could be 30 to 90 days. Remaining sites, which there are 6 with active agreements, remain under review. These will be reevaluated for potential exceptions or changes in use, provided they are not located over, under, or adjacent to structure and can comply with the new policy requirements. This effort reflects our continued commitment to realigning with federal guidance, enhancing safety, and ensuring responsible use of the state's right-of-way assets. Next slide, please. As part of today's discussion, I will formally define and address the issue of holdovers. A holdover refers to a tenant whose lease has expired who is now occupying the property on a month-to-month basis. Currently, these cases are being evaluated individually based on the terms of each site's lease. As the data on the slide illustrates, the majority of the holdovers are concentrated in District 4 Oakland and District 7 LA. At present, we have 119 active holdover sites. To move towards resolution, districts have already received training on the applicable policy, including auction procedures and the process for preparing a package for CTC approval in cases of direct negotiation. Going forward, we will implement a more standardized and time-bound approach to ensure compliance with holdover policies. This may include initiating tenancy terminations where necessary. Our goal is to reduce the number of holdovers significantly and consistently apply policy across all districts. We will establish a timeline and assign district-level leads to monitor progress. Next slide, please. State fire marshal violations and corrections consist of the following. The districts will continue to work collaboratively with the state fire marshal to monitor progress of violations and corrections to ensure tenants are compliant with the policy. Some violations are fixable and will require reinspection. Some unresolved violations may lead to demolition due to the nature of their violations. Properties continue to fail due to concerns such as the following: ingress and egress concerns, unpermitted structures, prohibited storage, and unauthorized tenant systems, lighting and sprinklers in structure. Collaboration between headquarters and the district right-of-way staff. The state fire marshal will continue to inspect sites and identify violations. working with tenants to resolve correctable violations. The department will identify the demolition costs of sites that are unable to become compliant with the new policy. Consider lease buyouts for non-compliant long-term tenants. We'll also be consulting legal to ensure all actions are documented and legally sound, especially for lease terminations, liability for unpermitted structures, and items that are not corrected as requested. Next slide, please. Recent improvement measures. Caltrans has implemented several key improvements to the airspace program guidelines to enhance operational efficiencies and reduce risk associated with airspace sites. Policy update includes daily vehicle parking leases. We have revised our policy to allow private entities and non-adjoining property owners to lease airspace over, under, or adjacent to structures for daily vehicle parking. This use is considered low risk while maintaining safety and compliance. Exception process guidelines. A comprehensive exception policy has been developed. All exception requests must be submitted through the district to headquarters, where they will be evaluated collaboratively by all relevant stakeholders. Lease bid valuations, specifically in District 4, Oakland. During Q4, headquarters appraisers were mobilized to the district to complete lease bid valuations for properties with pending vacancies. This proactive measure helps reduce the number of holdovers, particularly within the city and county of San Francisco. Open storage evaluations. We are actively reviewing open storage sites. Sites that cannot be brought into compliance will be considered for termination to ensure alignment with program standards. The Airspace Program Manual. To support the implementation of these changes, Caltrans has updated the Airspace Program Manual. The revised manual provides clearer guidance and a more streamlined process for managing airspace lease and policy compliance. Next slide. Departmental accomplishments. Past year highlights. Over the past year, Caltrans has made significant strides in operational efficiencies, compliance, and staff development. Site inspections and compliance. We've conducted inspections at over 500 sites, including quarterly reviews, achieving a 100% compliance rate. Reduction in open storage. We have successfully reduced the number of open storage sites from 29 to 24, improving space utilization and site management. Airspace program inventory reduction. We have successfully reduced our inventory from 596 leases to 542 leases, reflecting a notable reduction since the first quarter reporting. Staff training and staff training. All team members have been fully trained in auctioning, inspecting, and direct negotiation with potential lessees, enhancing our operation agility and service delivery. We will be auctioning approximately 25 sites in District 4, Oakland during the second quarter of the 25-26 fiscal year, December 2025. Next slide. Any questions?
Excellent. Yeah, that's a lot of information. Thank you for the presentation. Let's go to public comment first.
There is no public comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions, comments from the dais? Commissioner Tiffany.
Thank you. Couple questions. First of all, so the 7 that you initially said are not correctable due to existing structure, those are due for demolition essentially. But before that happens, you work with the tenants to try to work with them before the structures demolished. What's happening there? Those that you identified.
Yes. So we will be working directly with those tenants to establish that we will be terminating their tenancy and that they would need to basically move out. And then we'll work through that process with them because we acknowledge that we are unable to get the state fire marshal to pass their operation because of the way their structure was built back in the 70s.
Okay. And I know this wasn't part of your presentation, but how much revenue do we receive from, I'm probably asking you a question you're not prepared to answer. I'm sorry.
I've
You,
seen the
if you don't
answer.
know,
I can get back
you
to you
can
with
get
that.
back to me.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how much revenue comes from these, from these leases and with the adjustments, how that impacts it, where the revenue goes. Anyway,
Okay.
at some point, you can get back to me. That'd be fine.
Will do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to recognize Stephen Keck and Caltrans.
Yeah, thank you. So maybe to short circuit that question a little bit, most of the lease revenue that we receive for our general facilities like this actually fall under a section of law where those funds are transferred to the transportation debt service account to pay for debt service on past transportation bonds. So it's not really revenue that the department gets to keep and spend on general items.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Any other questions or comments? All right, we appreciate your presentation. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next up, we're going to do the information calendar. Justin.
Thank you, Commissioners. Tabs 24 through 42 are informational items that have been reviewed and found to have no issues raised by the Commission staff. Therefore, individual items will not be presented unless specifically requested by a Commissioner. Please make note of the change list for tabs 24 and 27. If there are no questions, that will conclude the presentation of the information calendar.
All right, thank you. Any questions? All right, hearing none. Let's go into the, thank you so much. Public comment. Is there any public comment?
Yes, to start public comment, I'd like to call on Carlos Cordon. Please unmute yourself to begin your comment.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking my public comment. I wanted to speak to item 17. And thank you very much. That was a very informative presentation from Ms.
Oh, sorry, this is the wrong item, sir, that you're speaking on. So we appreciate you being here. Any other public comment?
There is no other public comment. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So let's move on now to the consent calendar. Justin.
Commissioners, tabs 43 through 68 are action items on the consent calendar. Please make note of the change list for tabs 47 and 68. Staff recommends your approval of tabs 43 through 68.
All right, any public comment?
There is no public comment. Thank you.
All right, anything from the dais?
I'll make a motion. We approve those consent items.
So moved by Past Chair Eager, seconded by Commissioner Tiffany. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. We're also going to take up item 69. John.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Tab 69 is an action item to approve amendments to the 2024 SHOP. We have received some support letters for this item related to the Tamalpais Overcrossing project. All of the letters are supportive of the project. All of the letters have been shared with commissioners. However, because some of the letters came in late, they have not all been posted. And so those will be posted as soon as possible for our stakeholders to be able to access them. There are also a few changes noted on the change list, as well as one additional change that we need to make prior to taking action. That additional change is that Caltrans, it's okay. Okay, so the additional change that
She is calling about Mount Tamalpais.
we have a commenter already. Okay, so backtrack. There's a few changes on the change list, and then there's one change that we need to read into the record because it came after the change list was posted. That change is that Caltrans has withdrawn their request to add project number 5, and this is identified by EA 03-0J910 or PPNO 03-8385. This is a safety project in Sutter County, and the schedule needs revisions prior to programming that project. So with that change and the other changes that are already noted on the change list, these amendments will add 45 new projects and revised 36 projects in the 2024 shop. The 45 new projects is more than we usually amend in, so I just wanted to give a quick breakdown. 22 of the 45 are coming from reservations, and that's for things like major damage, safety, unplanned needs that we have set funding aside for already in the 2024 shop. And then 18 of the 45, those are projects that are being reprogrammed, meaning those were programmed in previous fiscal years and then their funding lapsed and Caltrans has readjusted their costs and schedules and is reprogramming these projects in future fiscal years. So that funding kind of was in the past and kind of carried over into the future for these. And so that leaves 5 out of the 45 new projects that are brand new projects. And it's a little more rare for brand new projects to come into the shop mid-cycle and not on the 2-year adoption cycle. So we always take a little bit of a close look, and all of these are a little bit unique and they have good reasons for coming in mid-cycle. Like a couple of them are for the Olympics and they're kind of urgent, things like that. So one important note on these 5 brand new projects that didn't have funds that were like set aside in a reservation. On all of these, Caltrans has readjusted the program to make space for these. Some projects had to be pushed out sometimes or something like that. So room had to be made in the program. And staff worked with Caltrans on this and were supportive of those changes. And then there's 36 projects that are being revised, and that's kind of the same-o, some splits and some proactive changes that Caltrans is making. So with all of that, staff recommends approval of tab 69.
All right, thank you, John. Any public comment?
There is no public comment. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anything from the dais? Question or comment? Is there a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Commissioner Tiffany, seconded by Commissioner Bradshaw. All those in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Abstentions? Motion passes. Now I'd just like to make an announcement. Immediately following this meeting, there is a reception here on site that's open to everyone. So please join. I've asked Vice Chair Falcone to lead us in adjournment in memory.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And as requested earlier in response to Director Altoanzi's very sad update regarding the loss of an important member of the Caltrans family, Madi Koram, I ask an adjournment in memory and a moment of silence and reflection of a life loss in service of our state and those who travel along our system. And with that, I ask for a moment of silence.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Come. We appreciate you. We adjourned.